Hey, YouTubers, it's your boy Domination. This is Back in the Basics. Chugging the deuces. How we do Texas baby metal. That is back. You know what it is. Real man rise up, fake man rise down. Real woman rise up, fake woman rise down. Press the word preacher, preach on. And today's topic we're going to talk about is the only place, go get it. Only place, go get it. Only place, go get it. Only place, go get it is Back in the Basics. Chugging the deuces. How we do Texas baby metal. That is back. You know what it is. And today's topic we're going to talk about is I want to talk about this afrocentric. I already talked about European centric, how full of shit it is, but I want to talk about this afrocentric. If my people want to buy in the transmatic of this Pacific slave trade, you always have to wonder. When you say Pacific, or you're saying where it come from, the descendants of the lost of the Atlantis, because this is what they claim, what the Aryan race came from. Shit, my mother say I'm fucking Persian, but I didn't mean that I'm fucking Aryan with blue eyes and somebody's lying, because if you listen what they're saying, I know deep down in their heart, some white folks don't buy this stuff, what they believe, but some of them so dumb enough, they'll believe anything what some people tell them. And hey, you want to believe that? That's you. It's crazy. And they will eat that shit up. They will eat it up. They'll say, oh, we're see, a lot of this has come from Hitler. Bow down to me. Worship me. I'm your God. If it wasn't, and I hate when whites say this too, if it wasn't for slavery, it wouldn't be for them. That's what they're saying. No, fuck that. They were slaves too, just like everybody else. Same thing, black community. Like this Afrocentric. That's full of bullshit. Trying to say that every black people come from descendants from Africa. For all you Afrocentric out there, then explain that to me. Were the slave boats? What wood they use? How did they bear? What certain water? There were certain water and certain drinks they had. You mean to tell me they piss and shit in every 2 months and couple of weeks? Come on, shit is toxic back then. And tell me this: when you look at the Pacific Ocean, there's no way you can't explain this to me. How the hell? It's impossible that they don't know how to read. They don't know how to write, and they don't know how to function, especially the language, all that stuff. You mean to tell me they bring 500,000 of slaves, African slaves, to brought it out here in the United States? No, I don't believe that. I don't. And I'm gonna tell you why. How the hell black people got up there in Europe? How the hell black people got up there in Asia? How the hell they got up there? You mean to tell me Japanese slave black people too? See, they come up with stuff, and you know they lying. They're trying to say that black people is not got the DNA Neanderthal. Bullshit. Because if that's the case, the Neanderthals lost their melanin of their skin. They went from a dark Caucasian to a light Caucasian. That's how Europeans got up in here. It's like Bonoism. For some reason, they don't want to address this. They make it look like you're saying blacks are superior. No, nobody shouldn't be superior to anybody. All other races come together, white or black. It doesn't even matter. But it's bullshit. We come from all the same, from the blood of the same God. But the funny thing is, it's the cultural languages, it's the cultural differences, and the certain political differences that they believe. They're trying to say, it's bullshit, and you can tell the way they say it. They're trying to say that the Asians and whites are Neanderthals. And let me get it. And every African don't have the Neanderthal DNA. Come on, man. Then how the hell with this dark skin they got it from? They still believe this theory that blacks are inferior. They still believe that blacks is always symbolized of death. They still believe that black, what do you think the word nigger meant? Basically, they want to kill blacks. They're saying that if we're that some of my people are the death of the spot. I don't buy a word what they saying. I don't, because it sounds bullshit to me. It's all bullshit. I tell people, stop buying this stuff with these European centric saying, and stop buying this stuff with Afrocentric saying, because they pissing me off. because they trying to say ever since the damn roots came out, some of the Africans do believe that we're success. I had an African person tell me that I'm African, and I said to myself, this motherfucker know damn well I'm not African, because when Africans ever gonna be honest that Africans sold other Africans, just like Europeans sold other Europeans. But the funny thing is, even Asians went through this. Every other race of people been slaves. Some say we're not the original slaves. They said the whites were the original slaves. They were slaves, but by this language from Slavic people. Whites gonna say that Slavic was not the same slogan of the term slave. What else is it gonna be at? See, I don't want to hear this lie much longer. I don't. And I'm gonna tell you, they ain't gonna get away with this. You know what? You want to buy this stuff that people tell you, oh, you're Aryan, that you're pure. No, I don't buy into that. No, they lying because the way they say it. But hey, you can't get mad at them that they buy this stuff. They believe. They go right ahead. They're trying to say that black people is descendants from some goddamn fucking apes and chimpanzees and monkeys. That's what they're trying to say. That some of my folks are not humans. If we're not human, then where are we then? You human too. That means, hey, the monkeys, are they descended from apes too? Because, I ain't gonna lie to you. I laugh. I laugh when I hear some of these racist motherfuckers believe. They ignorant. They ignorant. They don't want to look at the big picture. Just because that some people have some skin, but they don't look at the deeper picture of the skin of the person. See, I set people for who they are regardless of that. I never buy this superior, inferior. All that stuff is bullshit. This whole thing, this whole racism. And why are people that blind and dumb enough to buy in this shit what they believe? Go right ahead. It don't make no sense. We live in 2,000 space years and people still buy into this damn race philosophy, race of belief. See, I ain't gonna lie to you. A lot of this stuff comes from Hitler. If Hitler was never been claimed over there in Europe, they would have never, the whites would have never think the mindset they got. They even enslaved the Jewish people because they trying to say they're not white. If they're not white, what are they then? Because every white person is not pale or red dish. Some whites come from different shades. And some blacks have the same features they do. But for some odd reason, they won't answer that. They will not answer that. They will not talk about it. I had a brother that his skin is dry skin. He went from turning to black to white. He looked like he's turning. But they won't talk about that, do they? They quiet on that subject. They fucking quiet. You got these European centric. They full of shit just like these European centric. Fuck all of them. You want to believe a lot of this stuff they're saying, what they're trying to say, not to intermix with other race, because it's gonna kill their race. It's gonna kill their idea of what it means to be a race of that person. No, we need to start looking at people as people for what they are and kill these damn races. Kill all of them. Kill these black races, white races, kill all of them. Because they sit up there, they buy into this, and they know it's not true. But you want to be ignorant, serve your person, Satan, you go right ahead. Because I know God created all a way of life to love everybody. I never buy this racist philosopher belief. Because I had a person call me a fucking nigger, even my next door neighbor. But I let him know in a minute, I'm a human being just as much as he is. If he don't want to accept me to look at me as a human, that's his problem. It ain't my problem. Need to fucking grow up. I mean, I just don't understand the mindset that some people have. Maybe they've been teased when they was coming up. Maybe they were raised in a certain way. They were brought up. I never know. But the thing is, we out there doing the same thing. I never hate anybody. I had a white guy telling me that all white people are not bad. I said, I know. But it's these fucking idiots out there that preach them into this hate to get them to think like that. That is not true. And you got the black community that think that we're the tribe of the past. Come on, that's like worse than that bullshit think that whites are Aryan. Get the fuck up out of here with that shit. If you look at Atlanta, how many people that know Atlanta is another word for Atlantis? A lot of people don't know that. Atlanta is a short word for a long word, Atlantis. And Pacific is Atlantis. It's a lost sea city that people could not find for 10,000s of fucking years that they claim that that's how these races got here. We need to call this stuff out because I'm gonna tell you it's a racist system. That's what it is. They get every white person buy into this and they believe it. That is not true. Because if that's the case, where do these dirty ass whites come from? And then you got the pelmet whites thinking that okay they pure. Oh, get the fuck out of here. Only way you're gonna be pure if you look at the definition of the word black. You got dark skinned people ashing up their skin. They start turning went from black to white. Just like whites, if they can turn to they tanning of their skin, they went from a white person to a black person. Why you think that white people bleach, white people tinted their skin, try to look like the people they couldn't stand, they couldn't hate? I never understand that. You hate black folks, but you'll listen to the music. You want to be like us. You want to talk like us. You want to dress like us. You want to look like us. Because in the early days, they were white. They were black. Just like in the days that black people, if they stayed in the sun too long, they went from dark to white. It does make sense. And that's different melanin in every other race. There's a lack of melanin. They always say that white is recessive, black is dominant. I don't know how true that is. But when you look at it, you can't get no white from you can't get no you can't get no black from a white person, but you get a white from a black person. So that explains why the mindset it has something to do that whites can make it out in the cold and black can struggle out in the sun, and whites can't struggle out the sun and blacks can't struggle out to the cold. It does make sense. It does make sense. If you study not only Europe, Asia, even Africa on top of that, you get why the people got the mindset. And even study in America and South America, why people think the way they feel. Ever since the rules first came out, everybody in black community think they're African. How can you African? Most Africans are dark or darker. Because if you don't have that certain shade, you ain't black. Same thing, if you're not reddish or pale, you're not European. If you're not you're not normal yellow, bright yellow, you're not Asian. You're not Oriental. See, this is bullshit. But the one thing they will never, whites and blacks and Asian, and never going to talk about is live every day as being a human being. I'm never buying this racist concept because they're afraid that they're killing their race. They're afraid that, oh shit, we got to do something about it. Well, that's their grandparents' fault because they mess around with other races of people. Come on. For years, black people got some white European in their blood. But the funny thing is that some of my folks will never dress this, just like Europeans will never dress. They got some blacks in their blood. And I'm not saying everybody is mixed. I'll give it like 2% or 9% of people are mixed. I'll give it like 8% and 9% are not mixed. Because let's be for real. If you look at all this stuff that's been taught, man, you know, that tell you this whole slavery shit did a good job. The original term slavery has come from Slavic language. That's what that term came from. And that term African American, I'm sick and tired of some brothers and sisters use that term African American. Do you know what African American means? Basically, we're saying we're blacked out Americans. We don't conquer nothing. We don't conquer shit. That's what the term African American meant. So that there are white Africans, and that means they African Americans too. Because how whites got out there, and they try to say whites and Neanderthals never been to Africa. But let's say if they were, same thing, blacks would have been out there from Europe. I mean, it's funny they won't talk about it, and it's come from Noah's children, even though it was Noah was the one molest Canaan. See, Ham witnessed that, and see his father's nakedness. Did how Noah did his own grandson, and his own son witnessed what his grandpa did to his own grandson. That was Ham's son that Noah did, and then and Shem and Chapet trying to cover up their father, trying to cover up for him and put the blame of Ham. See, that's what started this whole racism in the first place. If they would have cleared that stuff up and say we had the mistakes all this damn time, and it's really started from Cain and Abel. Some argue that Abel was a white farmer and Cain was a black hunter. I don't know how true. If you look at every movie, they always play the character Cain. If it ain't Cain, it be fucking Abel. They always say that. It's like they're saying white is good and black is bad. No, I don't buy into that. Black could be just as good as white, and white could be just as much as bad as black. Come on, anybody who believe that you more dumb in thought in the head. And I can't stand the show like Roots, because Roots, it did a lot of certain damages to get everybody to believe they're African. See, Jesse Jackson came up with that term African American. Jesse Jackson. But Jesse Jackson, he said something about there's 6 million Africans and making a move and pass away or something like that. He need to explain to me what that meant. I'm telling you, everybody know who we are, but we don't know who we is. Everybody knows. And I'm gonna say this, man. Even Martin Luther King even said this himself. He said 100 years later, the Negro still language and being in court access to the core American society, being exiled in his own land. I'm being exiled in my own land, and I'm American just as much as everybody else is. But see, we don't be seen as American. They look at white people as American because look at the accomplishment they did. Yeah, they did it, but a lot of times they took the stuff they do. Come on, let's be for real. Yeah, there were white slavery. They slaved the Irish, they slaved the Greeks, they slaved the Jews, and even rednecks. They even slaved the rednecks. That's Irish and Scotland, slaved by Great Britain and France. Look at the movie called the Braveheart movie, and you see what I'm talking about. For years they said this. For years, there are dark Europeans over there in Europe. There are white Africans over there in Africa. The original of the term roots come from a white African book called African, and somehow Alex Hayes recopied that book. I don't know how he did it, but he had help to push this book to get the sale to be pushed this African American. Because back then they called black people Negroes. They call black people color. I hate that term color because they're saying blacks come from all different shapes of color. Well, white is a color too. But whites don't think it's not a color. They're saying it's something else. In other words, they can't produce black. That's what they're saying. Why you think Africans, white people adopt African kids, but I never hear whites adopting white. I never hear blacks adopted. I never hear black people adopt white kids, but I hear white people adopt black kids for some reason, But I see why there's so much racism, and I'm not blaming white brothers and sisters, man, because you can't blame them because they don't know what the hell is going on. And they just buy in the fed of the lies they've been told. And even my folks, we buy into stuff. We buy into this. This is wrong in so many words. Nobody should enslave anybody, regardless of what ethnic group. People, the real slavery is the slaving of the mind. That's the fucking problem. They need to get out of that. Stop thinking that blacks are inferior and stop thinking whites are superior. White is not superior, and black is not inferior. Whites and blacks are human beings. That's what they are. Now they thinking black is superior and white inferior. It's bullshit. This whole thing, and then what they trying to say. Some of my folks believe that black is the most dominant. Okay, if we're the most dominant, how come some of my folks don't own anything? Why is that? They use the term minorities. They always say that term, minority. Minority means loser. You don't have nothing. And majority means that they speak for the half or represent for you. They accomplish something. They got something to offer to go somewhere in the world. That's why they show the damn donkey being nailed in the damn donkey, because poor people getting fucked over all the time. And then you got to show the goddamn elephants. This is why the Republicans love the symbol elephant, because they believe elephant can travel in the whole times. That's what they believe. And donkey represent means they jacking people in the assholes. Because remember what you say around Republicans, because they can hear everything you say in the room, and they button in the conversation. And Democrats, they just fucking everybody over, or they fucked them over. So fuck this whole Democrat and Republican shit, because it goes back to Esau and Jacob. Esau was red, Jacob was blue. That's why it's the original of the juvenile twins they're fighting on between, and I forgot what they fighting about, but it's in the Bible. But that explains from dark Europeans to light Europeans. I mean, that explains everything. Where you think the Romans and Greeks were fighting about? Who conquered Rome and who conquered Greeks? And that goes to Ariel and Rome. That explains everything. That's how they got the name Aryan. Has come from Ariel. Come on, man. I mean, how can people that be that dumb buy into this? I don't. I ain't gonna kiss nobody's fucking ass. Damn sure ain't white, because they're they come from my folks, and I come from them. But they don't think like that, and we don't think the way we think we're less than the other. That's why people use the term subhuman, because who the people you sub and who you socialize to. This is why people confuse what means to be a white person means to be black. You know, me personally, this afrocentric full of shit. They're trying to say Egypt is a black land. Then why is it said Egypt was a red land? Because this is what Europeans saying. Next thing you know, Egypt was a red land and no black land. Egypt is a red land. Black land and red land, from Europeans to Europeans to Africans. But for some reason, nobody wants to do it. And I hear this from white people too. When they say that you're anti-racist is anti-white, basically saying that white countries for everybody, Africans is for Africans, Asia is for Asians. That is not true, because they can say anything about Europeans is for Europeans. It's the same thing. What people tell you when you're black, go back to Africa, but you never hear them say go back to Europe. See, this is what I'm saying. And some people say the Asian people go back to Asia. They say the same thing. The sick men of Asia, the sick men of Europe, the sick men of Africa. It's the same damn mindset. It's the same damn mindset, the way they was taught. I never understand it. And I believe white, blacks and whites, they all in it together. Even Asian, they're making money to get every other race to fight one another. They like that shit. They can sit back and just watch. No, I'm not buying into this. I just think it's stupid. These Afrocentric people, they need to be called out for their shit. I ain't gonna fucking lie to you. Some of my folks think that we can run fast and jump higher. We're, we're saying we're more superior to Europeans than everybody else. We're not. Anybody can run fast and jump higher like any other people. They even think that we got the biggest, hang like a big horse of a penis than any other race of men. Come on, man. You gotta be kidding me. That's the dumbest thing. And we got a certain body rhythm that no other race don't have. Come on, that is stupid. That's the same logic that whites saying they more way of thought and way more intelligent than anyone else. You got Asians think they're the same thing. They way more smarter physics than any other race. I mean, it's so damn dumb and stupid. I see why they buy into stuff they've been taught. But this is how they talk. When you tell a person a lie for long enough, they're gonna start to believe it. Oh yeah, it's like believing in the tooth fairy. Then you find out there's some tooth is underneath your pillow. You would think the tooth fairy give a coin for you, but it's your mom and dad do that shit for you. Come on, man. That tells me people need to wake up. They even think that black people are the tribe of Chabaz. Okay, black people are the tribe of Chabaz. Then what the tribe of Paz descended from Ham and Arian as part of Jacob. See, this is what I'm saying. I don't believe people need to start asking questions. They need to start asking, man, because look at the term like Holocaust. A lot of people don't know what Holocaust. That means a genocide. They're gonna genocide the population for population, a genocide of population, birth control. See, that's another thing people need to start asking questions. See, they don't want to answer it. They do the same thing Asian brothers and sisters, period war states, and how and how how Chinese people built the railroads and all this other stuff. I mean, it's the dumbest thing I ever fucking heard. Even Black Panther's full of shit. They think the black woman is the fallen queen to save the black man. I'm telling you, these Afrocentrics really do believe this. They full of shit, and these Europeans are centric. Until Europeans and Africans need to start telling the truth how these other races got here, because we all come from one race, and that's the human entire race. Nothing else I can say anymore. Fuck you Afrocentric motherfuckers. I can't stand y'all fucking asses. Because where are the damn slave boats? I want to know. And why there's so much tension between African Americans and Black Americans? You ever ask yourself that question? You ever ask yourself? That's like saying Europeans versus white Americans. I mean, it just don't make no sense. It don't make no fucking sense. That's like saying Oriental and Asian. It don't make no fucking sense to me. That's why I don't believe in this damn rude shit. Africans, Black Americans will tell you I ain't African. What they're saying, they're the indigenous people of this land, right along with the real natives, right along with Europeans and Asian and everyone else. And you got Africans think they're African, but yet, how name African nation ever done for blacks? Name one. They give them rich resource, but they said Africa is a continent. They can't even control their own shit. Europeans control Africans now. I mean, it's so bad out there. It's sad. It's sad. I ain't never seen my people run nothing. If it do, it'd be a miracle to me. I see some Europeans, Middle East, and Asian run shit. I don't see black people run anything. But these white racist motherfuckers always talking about blacks are taking over every damn thing. How blacks taking over everything, and they never even been in the black community. I know all white people ain't never take over nothing. Some of them, not all of them, there are white minorities out there just as much as black minorities. There's black majority and there's white majority. Fuck all this whole majority minority shit. This is a worldwide human issue. Why is it that people raise a certain way and thinking that, okay, this is why a lot of people are racist, because they're afraid that it's going to migrate and killing off their people. They said there's a black genocide going on. They said the number one killer is the abortion. And then giving these free abortion clinics of black women, getting black women to stop having pregnant with babies and all this other stuff. They don't do no other race of women than black women. And why is that? Why is it that it always bothers me when I was coming up, and I never believed this out of this Africa theory, trying to say that black people have no Neanderthal in them. Bullshit. Because if that's the fucking case, where these damn dark Europeans come from? Same thing to Homo sapiens. Some whites got the Homo sapiens in them. For some odd reason, and I forgot what Asians are. Asian is the so some homies or something like that. That's what Asians are. See, this is how other races got up in here. I don't believe no damn racist was involved by no fucking of them chimpanzees and fucking apes and monkeys. I mean, when people say monkey, monkeys mean you act silly and be hateful. I mean, basically, they say when you hear a white person call a black person monkey, they're basically saying to you, quit acting silly, be serious for once. That's what they're trying to say. When they call you ape, that means you mad and crazy. You know, you crazy. Take it easy. Slow down. You know, it's not that serious. It's just a joke. We just fucking with you. When people say that chip means that we goofing around, kidding around, but they do it as well. I mean, it's funny. It's funny. It's pathetic. It's fucking pathetic. And you got some African Americans thinking that they can't stand black Americans. Maybe so, but you ever think that African Americans, they're trying to say they're descendants not only from Shem and Ham, but they're trying to say descendants of Japan? This is what Europeans are trying to say when they call black people colored. But white is a color too. See, that's something I don't get. Ain't nobody's pure. If my folks is not pure, they damn sure ain't pure. Nobody's ain't pure. Pure, in other words, you mix. All it is pure ignorant. But where are the open and pure heart at? See, that been long gone. Some people gonna continue to be ignorant. That's just the way it is, and it's always been this way. That's why I don't associate ignorant ass people. I associate free of conscience way of thought and way of people, respect people for who they are. Because regardless what this whole damn racism shit that people talking about, it started off with this scientific racism thanks to European elitiment people and these black slaveholders. I mean, they showed Cinema, this damn slave movie, but they will never tell you when they call black people slave, they're trying to say that blacks can't speak Slava language. This is why some of my folks need to look this stuff up. Because I'm telling you, even whites need to look this up. Asians need to look this stuff up. Everybody is being lied to because all this shit, like the term, everybody, especially blacks, still always use the term nigger. Nigger just another word they saying we're a dead race. In other words, they want to kill blacks. They want to kill blacks because they think blacks just a death of the spot. They thought that blacks was a symbolize of death. I mean, it's bullshit. This whole thing, this whole afrocentric, what these motherfuckers are talking about. Stop listening to these European centric, and last of all, stop listening to these Afrocentric. These Afrocentric don't know what the fuck they're talking about, and they run by the same these evil, complex ass people. They do not want to see other races come together because they're gonna fuck up their idea of what it means to be this particular person, that particular person. That's gonna fuck up that fuck up their interest. That they can't live off their best interest. I mean, to me, it's sad. Make up your goddamn mind. Or you want people to migrate or migrate from separate from each other and migrate their own? Which is it? Make up your goddamn minds. They don't know. They come up with some ridiculous shit every day. They come up with something. They come up and I had a video and it's gonna be my favorite list. You can watch it though in favorites. And then there's a white guy admitted saying that black people was not involved by apes. I mean, I knew that, but why they buy into this? I tell you why they buy into this, because they buy into this because many of them come out of black folks. Just like blacks come out of white, Asians come out of blacks and whites. That's what it is. They don't want to accept the fact that everybody is not pure. I know I'm not, but where are the pure-hearted and accept people for who they is and where they are, where they come? So fuck all you Europeans eccentric. I will choose to be in America. That's what I am, American. I mean, this is my land. And I've been exiled, and you know, and it's sad that we don't know who we is, but everybody know who we are, but we don't know who we are. Many of our folks don't give a damn, just like the rest of the world. Even Europeans don't give a damn. Everybody else don't give a damn. That's why they eat this movie up with this black and white shit. It's all bullshit. It's all propaganda. Ever since Obama got in office, they make it an issue. They make it as a problem. Fix the damn problem and we can go forward. But they're going backwards. But what I get about these European centric people, why you think they don't like black Americans? They don't like black Americans is because maybe it's just how they are, how they act, but that's every other race. But also I believe black people are descendants people of this land. You know, right along with all these other races of people. We ain't no from no fucking African. Because every black person ain't no pitch black or jet black, just like every European is not pale or red dish. Not every Asian Oriental or yellow nor yellow, whatever you want to call it. Every race of people come from different parts, different people, and different way of things and different way of thinking. But I just don't buy into this that black people were brought over here. I just don't buy into that. I really don't. I don't buy what some of the black brothers and sisters talking about. I don't even buy what all these other race of people talking about, even Europeans. I mean, they sit up there and they lie and they will say, okay, I mean, they come up with shit every day. And then I got to give a clap because It's funny. It's funny. They did a good job. And why you think they tried so hard to get Obama get out of office, get him out of the office? Because they think they're gonna destroy this country. This country already destroyed. Yeah, blacks destroy it, but Europeans destroy it right along with everyone else, even Asian. Everybody destroyed America. I mean, America sold and bought a long time ago. It's still the greatest country, but we need to quit our arrogance and be the America we're supposed to be, is treat as everybody is human beings. And that's what we need to focus on. Because I don't want to hear now more another white, another black ever fucking again. Because the last time I lived, I got other things to look forward I'm talking about. Especially they always divide African Americans and Black Americans. They trying to say you got to be from descendants from the slaves or to be an African American or Africans. Africans can't even stand Black Americans. They sold Africans right along with everyone and every other race, even Europeans, everyone else. They can't stand Black Americans. And Black Americans can't stand Africans because Africans look down on Black Americans. And you got African Americans think that, that they descended from the slave and go back to the motherland and all that. Come on, man. My home is here. I'm Aboriginal. I'm an Aboriginal. I got to worry about here instead of worrying about everyone else. I don't got nothing against Africa. I think it's a wonderful place. But at the same time, come on. There's no way they brought 100 African people and brought them out here. There's no fucking way until they show me that proof. I don't care what some of my folks say, or Europeans or anyone else. They got to fucking show me, because instead of telling me. Because anybody can say that we're slaves. See, we're the only group always say we're slaves, but yet they've been slaves, and so is Asian and everybody else. We think we're the only ones been prosecuted. No. And the only reason why there's so much slavery going on is because they're trying to redefine what these certain race of features you got to have to order to be this race of people. If you don't have these certain race of people, then you're not this color, that color, any other color. But the only thing you need to certify to yourself is being a human being. And people know yourself, love yourself, and you could be a better place. You are a better place you could be. So fuck all these Europeans centric and these Afrocentric. They can suck my dick. Everything they say, man. They come up with stuff every day. And what else they gonna come up? What else they gonna come up with next? Next thing you know, they're gonna come up with that we're this is not our homeland and we're something else. Even the pyramid, they trying to say pyramids was built by aliens. Even European century buying this. They're trying to say that Arabs built pyramids, but they will never say that blacks built that. No, they will never say it. Never. They will never say it. They'll say everything is European made, but there's no black owned nothing. Everything's come from the Roman, especially the term African. If you don't believe me, look that shit up. And Native American mean you born native in America. That's all it is. The only way you be a European when sitting on the tourist bull, the real whore of the Babylon. You can look all this shit up, and it's not that hard to find. Everything is rich Oriental is Asian. That's not true. Everything is origin of Africa, Europe, and Asia. You can look all this shit up. How you think people got out here to all the way to Africa, to Asia, to Europe, to South America, to North America? How you think people got up here? And they broke 5 different races. They broke Caucasians. They were the white race. Ethiopian was the black race. Malay was the brown race. And you got the Mongols is Asian race, the yellow race, whatever you want to call it. American is the red race. Native American. So that explains a lot why they broke in other groups. Give me a fucking break. And that's all I gotta say in my commentary. Fuck all these Afrocentric, man. Fuck all these race-centric period, because they'll never tell you that we all migrate, we all graded together. And everything I can say, anything I say more. And that's all I can say about that. And I'm out. All right, all right. It's your boy Domination. This is Back of the Base. The Juggle the Deuce is how we do text, baby. Until next time, all right, all right. Peace, and I'm out.